Alright, time to screw up. Oh, that was a stupid idea. This is where everything and anything can absolutely go wrong. Hey guys, how are y'all doing? Really? That's just great. You know who's not doing great? This laptop. You know, a kind man came up to me yesterday, and he said that the computer wasn't working. I remember it like it was yesterday. Honey, would you get the phone? Gosh, you take forever to respond. I'll do it myself. Yeah, what?
Hey man, what time is it?
What time is it? Yesterday.
Oh, why thank you. Can you fix my computer?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, true story. So apparently it's in some type of boot loop. I'm not sure if that's the technical term, but the startup screen shows up, the screen goes white, and then it turns off again, like so. And then when it turns off, it actually just reboots. So we got a bong, we got an apple, progress bar. Progress bar goes away before it's even like, what, a quarter of the way there? And then it will hang here for a bit. I'm digging the anti-MI6 device. It's just kind of hanging, just kind of chilling. And there we go. This time it doesn't even seem like it rebooted. It actually shut down. The fans turned off too. So that's kind of where we are right now. Now, let's try a few different things. We got a bunch of troubleshooting things in the handbook. And our last resorts and other options that we don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole. Let's start with the basics. Zap the Nvram. So yeah, I'm just doing the textbook stuff right now, because I can read. And then we'll also probably reset the SMC thingamajigger. Do you have to be plugged into power to do that? I honestly don't remember. So yeah, let's see if that does anything. It probably won't, because it only fixes like 1% of problems. And if that's all it takes, I would be very surprised. So a little more backstory while this thing is not working. Computer was working fine for many years. Then I think the hard drive died, I think is what the guy said. So he replaced the hard drive and then everything was fine, and then this started happening like a couple weeks later, I think. So yeah, oodles of fun. Yep, just turns off. Why does it turn off at that point? I'm not sure. Maybe it is a hardware issue, but I'm guessing it's a software issue. So I think it's Option Control Shift Power button. I think that's how you reset the SMC. I'm going to Google that while I do another boot attempt. I'm going to use Siri. How do you reset the... No, Siri, you bitch. Stop. It never works. It's so confusing. How do you reset the SMC on a MacBook Pro? Okay, so I have to hold them down for 10 seconds. Let's try 10 seconds. 1, 2, 10. SMC reset. I really pray this is a software issue, because if it's a hardware issue, this is going to be a lot harder. So we're going to try to rule out all the software crap first, because as I have shown in the SSD conundrum, yeah, sometimes it's just the software that's the problem. If you have not seen that lovely 5-part story arc, I recommend checking that out while I try to get this thing working. Actually, wait, that's not how it works. It's a tech video log. It's not in real time. Watch them after this. Yep, it looks like this is still not working. Okay, alright, so we did some of the textbook stuff. Well, there actually is one more. I'm going to try safe mode, see what that does. I also did boot this in verbose mode earlier to try to see what might be wrong, but verbose mode exits and goes to this screen before the shutdown occurs. And when it boots back up, it does not report a panic, so it's not a system crash. I mean, this could very well be some other type of failure. This is a little bizarre. For shits and giggles, let's try safe mode. Just going down the list of textbook stuff first. Process of elimination. Okay, this time the progress bar, I don't want to jinx it, but it looks like it's moving a little bit further than it did before. So here's the other thing. The guy who has this computer said he ran hardware diagnostics and everything checked out fine, and it also has a fresh install of High Sierra. Now, that's what he's saying. I trust him, but I'm still going to check some of that stuff as much as I can, or as much as I want to. But yeah, if the hardware thing said, hey, it's okay, well, then maybe it's not a hardware problem. I'm hoping it's not. See, right now, it's staying on for longer. It's still not, like, doing anything. But this is the longest it's lasted so far. Well, it looks like the system is hanging, so we are going to move into phase 2 of our textbook troubleshooting. We are going to try recovery mode. Let's see what's up. I'm going to try it from the boot picker first. We're going to hold down the trusty Option key. Okay, it does not look like there is a recovery partition. Bit of a problem. Well, let's just try it anyway. So I'm going to shut this down. Let's try Command R, which I think pulls internet recovery. We might have to do that from... Actually, I have no idea what that does. Let's just try it anyway. If this doesn't work, we may have to go to the special next option. Yeah, I got low confidence this is loading any kind of recovery. We may have to rebuild a recovery partition. Heaven knows that I have no idea how to do that. I'll figure it out. We have other options. We have the nuclear option, which involves a big red button. Literally. You'll see it if this doesn't do anything. I'm just afraid this thing is going to start like steaming and like leaking battery acid like any moment. This is the part where it usually turns off. We are wasting a lot of tape here. Yeah, it definitely seems to be locked. The caps lock key won't light up. Control Command Power button won't trigger the sleep light. But it's a little different now. Before it would automatically shut down. Now it's not doing that, but it's still hanging. So, progress? Question mark? I have no idea. All right, well, let's shut her down and let's go to the nuclear option. Actually, it may not be that nuclear. It's like half nuclear. Well, there goes our effects budget.
What effects budget?
You know, the one you approved.
Yeah, man, we never approved an effects budget.
Oh, hell. Boom! Okay, there we go. We have our acid level and our Thunderbolt Firewire icon. Perfect. That's half the battle. Handy dandy Thunderbolt cable. Let's do it. All right, Thunderbolt is in on that side. Flip it around the back, and I'll plug it into the other source. Disk not ejected properly. Well, screw you. That's not really going to help, is it? Yeah, I was moving it, and the cord might have jiggled. Anyway, the hard drive of the computer is mounted. So that's kind of telling me on a physical hardware level, things are mostly okay. Let's just run a few textbook things with this. All right, so we have the laptop's disk here. Let's erase it. No, just kidding. We're going to do first aid. I was instructed that I am allowed to make a backup if I need to, because I may need to format the disk. Maybe we need to do some migration or something. I don't know. But if the disk is to be erased, the data should be backed up first, because the data does not exist in a second location. That is what I was told. So, let's let Disk Utility do its magic. Repairing file system. Oh, that's a lot of things. Whoa, okay. Well, what do you say? Should we try booting it? Well, that didn't work. I didn't even bother showing you because it was a massive disappointment, like me. Okay, we're going to try maybe a reinstall. Maybe we'll do a reinstall and then maybe a reformat and a reinstall. I'm not sure if you ever tried reformatting before, but we may have to try that regardless after we back up data. Mounted, okay, let's see. There's a lot of space free, so if we need to back up this data, it doesn't look like there's much to transfer. All right, so I'm going to go over my potential ideas with y'all while I put this thing into recovery mode. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this into recovery mode and try to reinstall the operating system onto the target disk mode laptop. I'm going to try just a regular reinstall and see if that works. If that doesn't, then we have to go to something a little more nuclear. What I mean by that is we're going to have to probably format the hard drive and reinstall. Now, for backing up the data, I can't just use the built-in time machine method because the system won't boot up. And I don't want to image the computer and restore the image because if the system is corrupted or something, I don't want to make an image of a corrupt system. So it looks like we're just going to have to do some manual work. All right, Mac Os Utilities. Just kidding. Okay. Reinstall Mac OS. I think he said he did do High Sierra. Pretty certain that's what he said. So I'm going to do that. Oh. Wait, what? Seriously? I can't install to a volume that's in target disk mode. Well, I didn't think that'd be a problem. Okay. Well, okay, let's reverse it. let's try throwing this into target disk mode and booting off of it on the laptop. Switch it around. What? It works in every spy movie. Just reverse the polarity, you know? It should work here. Okay, so now my MacBook Pro is in TDM. So, let's try booting off of that. Now, if this doesn't work, I do have an external drive that is for emergency situations like this, but of course, someone else is using it right now. So, I can't actually get to it. Yeah, it's, yeah, the recovery option does not show up. So, that sucks. I'm just gonna have to get that drive back. Woohoo! I'm gonna make some phone calls. Well, 1 week later, and I got the SSD back. So, I use this SSD for on-the-go video editing, but I also have an emergency partition on here for situations like this. It is a fully bootable version of Mac Os Sierra. Ooh, I just realized it's Sierra, not High Sierra. Well, let's install Sierra on here first, and then if everything works, we can upgrade it. All right. Now, the reason why it is Sierra and not High Sierra is because I actually made this emergency boot drive during the days when High Sierra wasn't incredibly stable on older hardware. In fact, I had quite a few little rants and other Krazy Ken episodes about that, so if you want to check those out, I recommend it. However, High Sierra has got a lot better, so thank you, Apple. Okay, so here is our Mac OS Sierra boot. We probably don't need to actually go there because we have the recovery partition on the SSD. So let's go into there. Can we do verbose mode for recovery partitions? Yes, we can. Well, let's just have fun with that then. I don't think I've ever actually seen verbose mode for a recovery partition. And I'm sure all of these things mean something. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. This is weird. We are having the same problem that we had with booting off the internal hard disk now on the external SSD. So now I'm starting to think maybe this isn't a software issue. Maybe something else is wrong with the computer that is preventing any startup disk from booting up. And it's freezing at the same location during the process, just on the white screen between the loading bar and any other kind of shell we can actually interact with. That is incredibly bizarre. Okay, so we can't boot internally, and we can't boot externally to a recovery partition. So now it's starting to seem like maybe it's not a software issue. Maybe it's something else that's maybe not a hardware issue, but something with the ROM or something? I have no idea. Let's try booting into the Mac OS Sierra partition. Ooh, that's strange. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure what model of computer this is, but I'm guessing it's probably a 2011 because it's not the thinner Retina version. And if I recall correctly, there were some GPU issues with those. So I hit up some things on the interwebs of people having the exact same problem where the system will hang on that that gray-white screen, even if you boot from an external source. So what I'm finding out is it might be a GPU-related issue, and Apple has had some recalls and class action lawsuits with those in the past. So maybe that's what's happening here. This could be GPU failure. So we're going to try something for grins and giggles. We are going to select the internal hard disk as the boot option, but we're going to boot into single user mode. So I'm going to try doing a couple things. I'm just going to move the Google machine out of the way here. So we have some commands we're going to try to execute. So let's do Command S and Enter, and go into single user mode. All right, time to screw shit up. This is where everything and anything can absolutely go wrong. sbin, file system check, fy. I have no idea if that's normal. So if you haven't figured out by now, I'm trying to move some of the ATI and AMD owns that brand. That's the old name, ATI. I'm trying to move those graphic extensions into a different folder to prevent them from loading up. Safe mode, as you recall, did not work. So I'm going to try just moving these couple extensions. Star space dot. Oh, operation not permitted. Well, that's great. That's probably not supposed to happen. If we need to, we could actually do this from a GUI, because I can mount this disk in target disk mode. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of permissions issues. I shouldn't have to run this as sudo because I am root, right? Oh, touch. I don't even know what that command means. Let's see, man touch. Oh, that sounds dirty. Touch, change file access and modification times. Oh, okay. Oh, how do I exit the man page? Oh, crap, I forgot how to do that. Ah, how do I get out of the manual? End. Oh, crap. Oh, that was a stupid idea. Control C? No. Okay, I tried running the commands again. I don't see this working because it looks like it's spitting some permissions errors at me, but we're going to try for grins and giggles. Now, if this doesn't work, I'm trying to read what that's actually saying. It says something is disabled. Ah, it's scrolling too fast. If this doesn't work, I'll try doing this through a GUI, just through the Finder on another computer, because I can mount this disk via target disk mode. All right, we're waiting for DS Moss. He's always late. Okay, so we did that, but again, I'm doubting that's going to work because of those errors. All right, we're back at the gray screen. Yep, it's shut down. Okay, so we're just going to take the SSD out, throw this into target disk mode, and try maybe disabling that stuff through the Finder, just by moving the extensions. So here's that disabled system extensions thingamajig we made earlier. So let's hop around here for a sec. So here's all the AMD Legos, or extensions. So I'm going to try to move those into here. All right. Now let's take a look at the ATI ones. Okay, so now basically we did that through a GUI. All of the AMD and ATI extensions are now in a disabled folder in the root, so they will not execute on boot up, hopefully, because they are out of the system library extensions folder. They are no longer inside there. So let's see if that works. Now, if it does work, I'm expecting the graphics performance to be absolute trash. Check out that frame rate. Oh, mama. Here's the other fun thing. When I looked this up, this little issue, the first two posts that I saw about it were in regards to 2011 MacBook Pros. So I don't know. If it's the GPU, maybe there's some trend with it not working. Yeah, it's weird, right? I know Apple had some issues with some of them, but... Whoa, hello! Ho! Check it out! Progress! I don't know his password. I maybe should have asked for that. Oops. But yeah, we can definitely see we're getting some graphical performance problems. But okay, that actually means a lot. We are probably discovering that there is something wrong with the GPU, that when it tries to load any AMD or ATI extensions, there's some kind of conflict that causes the boot sequence to lock up. So my money is on that the GPU needs to be replaced. However, I haven't checked the MSRP of these computers, but by the time you spend the money to get that replaced, you might just want to throw a couple extra $100 and get one of these things refurbished. I'm not sure what they cost, but at this point, with this being, a 7-year-old computer, it might be best just to get like a refurbished one that's this old or maybe a year newer. Okay, so we're narrowing it down. Now, I don't know the exact configuration of that computer because I can't log in to look at the system report, but on Mac of all trades, it looks like we have a very similar machine, an early 2011 anti-glare 15-inch MacBook Pro, quad-core Radeon chipset for $679 in excellent condition. So yeah, again, I don't know how much the price would be to replace the GPU on that machine, but if it's within the realm of like $400 to $500, I would probably just recommend shell out the extra $200 to get a professionally refurbished machine. That is going to be up to the owner, though. So really, I'm not calling this a win. I'm not calling it a loss. I'm calling it a stalemate because it's kind of up to the original owner to decide what to do next, because now money's involved, and everything changes when money is... Oh, I thought someone was puking upstairs. Hang on, my DVR came out of pause mode. So I'm not calling this a win. I'm not calling it a loss. I am declaring this a stalemate. Why? Because now it's up to the owner to decide what to do next, because now money is involved, and everything changes when money is involved. But I think we narrowed down what the suspect is, and we have two solutions. Replace the GPU, or just get a new refurbished machine. That's all I've got, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch the crazy and pass it on.